everybody, it's Rob, and we're going to be looking at a game today called Lazy Jones, which was on the Commodore 64, as well as a variety of older 80s computers. So I'm just going to kind of jump right in and get started here. This game is very random. That's all I can say about it. It's very random, but I love this game. I don't even remember like how I got this as a kid or what the deal was, but I remember playing an awful lot of this on my Commodore 64 in those days that I was on Commodore 64 most of all. You can see here that this game is made up of other mini-games that may look familiar, such as this... Oh, I just got hit by a bus. That mini-game obviously very similar to Frogger, a little game called Jaywalk there. And that is kind of what you do in this game. You walk around this hotel, and you're going in these various little rooms to just get away and play video games. And I believe that is actually the plot of the game, is that you play this employee in a hotel who would rather play video games than work, which... who can blame him, right? So, let's see if I can rescue in this game, which is, you know, obviously a little jetpack game, but you don't want to have that... Ugh. One little pixel collides and it's over. So, in some of these games, if you get hit, it's done. Game over, you die instantly in the minigame. Others are a little more forgiving. You might just have a time penalty or something like that. So, let's see what game I get next here. Get ready for 99 red balloons. Listen to the music in the background. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's pretty awesome how the music will actually change and kind of... you actually have to pick up 2 balloons, and that's what floats you to the top. Let's see if I can do it. Come on. Because obviously the ladder is broken. It won't work. No, it didn't work. I didn't get the button in time. This whole game was programmed, designed, and made by a gentleman named David Whitaker. Hooray, I got the balloon. Don't get shot. Alright, yay. So, mwah, big kiss. And now I gotta go back down to the bottom. Over and over until time runs out. Anyway, as I was saying, this was designed and made by a guy named David Whitaker. And he's probably a little more well-known for his contributions to music than he is for gaming. I know he actually still works in the industry today. He works for Traveler's Tales, which they make the Lego games mostly, is probably what they're most known for, but does a lot of like sound work. So he did all the sound in this game. And this game is pretty well known because there's a sample in this game that's actually used in a popular dance song that came along years later. Oh, I'm kind of surprised I didn't get shot with the... Maybe the arrow's trying to shoot me and not the balloon, I don't know. Or the collision detection in this particular game isn't as good as that other one. Or it's just for show, who knows. But anyway, there's a little riff kind of here in the music that you'll hear. The music keeps changing. That was actually in a very popular dance song a few years ago. I'll try to point it out if we get to that point here. This game wasn't very... at least the impression I'm getting from what I'm reading on the internet is that this game wasn't very well received when it came out. A lot of, you know, kind of lower review scores and, you know, not so hot. And I think a lot of the reason people didn't dig it is because a lot of the games that this is parodying or whatever, it doesn't really do as well as the original, which makes sense. I mean, that particular game I was just playing there had some really weird collision detection issues, whereas the one before it was super sensitive. So, but you know, especially as a younger gamer, I certainly forgave this game's flaws because, you know, it was just cool to have like the 15 games in one type of thing. Uh-oh, am I gonna get hit? No, I jumped over him. Okay, so you can see there's 18 rooms, but there's actually only 15 games because some of the rooms are just like BS, break time, not a whole lot of anything stuff. And, okay, so now I'm playing one called Stardust, where I think I'm actually shooting dust. Oh, listen to the music. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Hear that? That was the part that was sampled in a dance song later on. So that was where this game was most well known for. Let's see. See if I can shoot all the space dust. Try not to get hit. My score is a little more impressive this time. I actually think this game is pretty hard to lose because if you lose lives in these little mini games, you don't actually lose any of your lives, and you get 5 of them to start. The only way that you actually lose lives in the game is to hit these little things that are walking around the hotel floor, such as this ghost guy who's a little harder to see, as you can tell, and the cart, little weird cart that looks like a gardening tool or something, I don't know. All the weird stuff. You don't want to hit those or you will lose an actual life, and then if you lose 5 of those, game over. So another little mini shooter game I have here. Now, obviously, I remember this game most on the Commodore 64, but it was on some other systems as well. ZX Spectrum might have been the system it was actually originally made for. I don't remember. I think David Whittaker actually made all these versions. I know he's credited on this one, and there's no other company. So I'm assuming, I don't know much about 80s programming. I just played a lot of games, but I'm assuming the systems were fairly easy to port from one to the other. So you have this, the Commodore 64, the Spectrum. I think this was on the MSX as well, which the MSX really had a lot of the great old 80s games, and of course, so even some games that were popular on other systems later on, such as the original Metal Gear. And then it was on a system I'd actually never heard of until I was doing research for this video, the Einstein, which I had never heard of that. Apparently it was only released in the UK, and it was more of a business computer, so go figure. This game was on it. I guess it goes along with that theme of I would rather play video games than do work. So, more power to you, Lazy Jones. Oh, it's Laser Jones, which is kind of derpy Space Invaders, but you know what? Even though some of these mini-games were a little derpy, I adored its derpiness as a kid. And I still do now a little bit, you know what? I'm not going to apologize. What's fun is fun. I always joke on Orange Lounge Radio and Horde House and the other shows I do that I have gamer ADD, and I'm not to make light of real ADD or whatever, but I just have this thing where I buy games at a very expensive price and then I play them for an hour, and then it's on to the next game, or, ooh, there's a new download. It's especially bad this time of year. So I think that's why a game like this is especially good for somebody like me with gamer ADD, because it's like, oh, I play one game for 10 seconds, then literally it's on to the next game. Now you can kind of see, and you can actually hear and see, that in the background the music cut out, which is kind of random. Another little weird bug in this game is that sometimes the music would just kind of cut out, and it'll come back later at some point. But yeah, a little weird. So I think the bugs in this game as well, probably some reasons that this game got razzed a little bit in the reviews, which I can understand now, but as a kid, you really didn't care. Oh, it's the bar level! Awesome. So this one was very different than the other mini games. You just would jump over the drunk, and then actually try to hit the fire button when you're in front of the bartender, and he's in front of drinks. And you would just score lots of drinks. And then the level before this, when the music originally cut out, you saw was like a little break room level. That was one of the little nothing levels that was just thrown in there for... I believe the story on the internet is that David Whittaker just kind of ran out of ideas. He only had the 15 games planned, and then for whatever reason he wanted to have 18 rooms, probably for the symmetrical, because if you had 15 rooms it would be a little weird. You should have 2 on one side, 3 on the other. So probably to be symmetrical, just had the little break rooms, but it works. I used to think as a kid that it was actually like giving me a bonus or something, but no bonus. You know what's giving me a high score, though? The bar level. Go figure. If there's one thing I've become good in life at, it's going to the bar. Alright, let's see. Come on. Can I break 990 before the time's up? Probably not. I got close. 810. That's close-ish. Sort of. Alright, we'll do one more minigame here and then we'll wrap it up. Especially since the music cut out and I don't know when it's coming back. But let's see. The wall. Oh, this was... Wow, I did really awful at that. That was like the Tron light bikes or surround, but I guess I didn't hit go to the left fast enough. You do have to react to some of these mini games with pretty good timing here. Alright, I lied since I lost at that one so freaking quick. We're going to do one more game here. Let's go over here and see what I get. Alright, what's behind door number 12? Alright. And I'm getting... Oh, the Turk. How appropriate for this post-Thanksgiving weekend that I'm playing the minigame where you want to stab as many turkeys as you can with a fork. But yet you don't want to hit the bouncing phone. And I don't know why it's a phone. It's kind of random. I guess your mother-in-law's on the phone or something and you really don't want to touch the phone whatsoever, especially during the holiday season. I got nothing. But every time I do stab the phone, you get a little time penalty, and that's less turkeys for the grabbing. I was a real turkey at that game. Oops. Oh well. Alright, so there you go. That's a little walk down memory lane. Let's remember for the game Lazy Jones on the Commodore 64. A lot of mini games tied into this hotel dude wanting to slack off and play video games all day. But you know what? That's what many of us aspired to be when we played this game as a kid. So I think that's why I have such fond memories of this game. So that's going to do it, even though I just can't stop playing here with Wild Wafers. I want to thank you guys for watching and supporting my Let's Remember plays here on YouTube. Remember, you can always rate. Constructive comments are great too, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You can also check out some of the podcasts that I co-host. There's Orange Lounge Radio, where every gamer has a voice, and Horde House, about all things online gaming, but never too seriously. And both of those shows are part of the Voice of Geeks network, www.vognetwork.com. Thanks again for watching, and sorry the lighting was a little weird today. That's what I get for doing videos during the day. But I had a day off today, and I was falling behind on these a little bit because it's holiday week and all, so... Whatever. I did a video even though it's a little bright. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll be back to do this again real soon. Bye.